If you want an easy, balanced breakfast, but you don't have a lot of time in the morning, then overnight oats are the way to go. You can eat them cold or hot, and there's so many different flavor combinations you can try, but today I'm showing you how to make 4 of my favorite kinds of flavors. Hi, I'm Cassidy. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Last week I shared some savory breakfast ideas, so this week I figured it was only fair to share some sweet breakfast recipes in the form of overnight oats. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe because I share new vegetarian recipes every single week. Before we get started, I have a few tips to share. 1, always use rolled oats. Do not use instant oats. Do not use steel cut oats. They just don't really work well in overnight oats. 2, if you're making more than one serving, I recommend making your servings in separate jars instead of stirring them all together in a bowl and then pouring them into the jar. You'll just make a big mess, have more dishes, and probably have an uneven amount of ingredients in each jar. We don't want that. And number 3, truly I can't remember what number 3 was, maybe. Tip number 3, I remember now, is to wait at least 4 hours before you eat them. That's why they're called overnight oats. The longer they sit, the creamier they get. So now that we have the basics down, let's get started with these overnight oats. Let's start with peach overnight oats. This step is optional but highly recommended. So if you saute the peaches and pecans in a little bit of coconut oil over medium heat for just 3 to 4 minutes, the peaches concentrate their flavor and the pecans become wonderfully toasted. And now to assemble the actual oats, we'll start with half a cup rolled oats and add in 1 small container of peach Greek yogurt. It does add a little bit of extra sugar, but I just find it really adds a lot of flavor. We're also adding in milk, of course, so I'm using soy milk. That's my go-to, and it's what I'm going to use in most of these recipes, but you can really use any kind of milk. I usually go for unsweetened, unflavored, just to cut down on those added sugars. Cinnamon and ginger go so wonderfully with peach, so add a sprinkle of both of those. And then just stir it all up together until it's well combined and top with half of the peaches and pecans. Keep the rest for topping later or just go ahead and mix it all in. It's up to you. Let it rest at least 4 hours before enjoying. It's even better overnight, of course, and it should get really nice and creamy. Next up is Mocha Oats, which is personally my favorite because it's a combination of coffee and chocolate. Endless possibilities here. So we're also using half a cup of rolled oats as well as 1 tablespoon cocoa powder for that chocolate factor. You can use Dutch processed or regular. Make sure to whisk this all together really well because the cocoa powder can clump up if it's not mixed into the oats. Chia seeds are a great way to add healthy fats and fiber. They also help thicken up the oatmeal, so we're adding 1 tablespoon of those. I'm adding in only 1/2 cup of soy milk here, but chocolate milk, especially chocolate soy milk, is so good here if you want a double pack of chocolate. Then add in half a cup of cold brew or leftover coffee. You can add hot coffee, just any kind of coffee works here. This is a pretty bitter mixture from the cocoa powder and coffee, so add in as much agave or maple syrup as you want. You can even add in coffee creamer if you're feeling adventurous. And that's it. I like to top these with sliced almonds and some chocolate chips. Raspberries are a great option if you want a little bit of fruit. Next we have apple cinnamon overnight oats, a classic combination, really good for fall, but also great year-round. So dice up just 1 apple, like a gala apple or a sweet apple. I usually squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on it to keep it from browning. We're using the same base here, half a cup rolled oats. This time I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of hemp seeds. These are great for protein and healthy fats also. Add in the apples and walnuts. You can saute those like we did with the peaches earlier or enjoy them raw like this. I just wanted to show you both options. Another great way to make oatmeal satisfying is adding in nut butters. So I'm adding in 1 tablespoon almond butter here. Add in 1 cup milk of choice. Once again, I'm going for soy milk, but any kind works. Add the cinnamon, and here's a different way to mix up those oats, maybe my preferred way. Just put the lid on if you're using a ball jar and shake it until everything is well combined. I find the apple sweet enough for this recipe, but you can definitely add brown sugar, maple syrup, etc. if you want sweeter oats. After 4 hours, you can top it off with more apples and walnuts, a dash of cinnamon, some more brown sugar, etc. and enjoy. And I saved the most fun recipe for last. Blueberry overnight oats are purple because we start by adding 1 cup of frozen blueberries to a blender with a splash of coconut milk, and we blend it until it's nice and smooth. And yes, we are using coconut milk here because it is wonderfully rich and creamy. We're doing chia seeds here again, but once again, they are optional and just a nice way to add extra nutrition to your breakfast. Add in that blueberry puree, isn't it so pretty? And then the rest of that coconut milk, which of course you can use any kind of milk you like here if you're not a fan of this high-fat option. You can add a dash of vanilla extract to any of these recipes to make them a little more dessert-y. This one goes well with more blueberries on top and shredded coconut if you want to keep the coconut trend going. All of these recipes do have a home on my blog, so I'll leave the links for each recipe down in the description. That just has more tips, more tricks, the full ingredients and instructions list. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. That's how I know to make more videos like this. Leave a comment down below if you get a chance to try any of these recipes. I love hearing from you and I reply to everyone that I can. And of course, hit subscribe. I share new recipes every single week, always vegetarian with the goal of making plant-based eating easier for you.